This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, ho there, Jeff Got a Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe birthday boy. No, not a birthday boy, it's a birthday girl. It's Serena Williams, y'all. She's just retired. She turns 41 today. Do you know what the funny thing is? I'm looking at the birth date, September 26, 1981. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute, I did it on this date, about September 26, 1981, because that was the day that Nolan Ryan threw his 5th no-hitter to break the record for most no-hitters in a career. Wow. I did not know that. Frig. Anyway, Serena's stuff is just amazing. Number 1 in the world, 319 weeks, including a record 186 consecutive weeks. That's 3.5 years, man. She was the year-end number 1 5 times, 23 Grand Slam titles, the most by any player in the Open era. By a woman. Second most all time. I already did Margaret Smith Court for On This Day last month, but yeah, Serena Williams. Alongside her older sister Venus, Serena was coached by her parents, Oracine and Richard. Of course, Richard Williams and his stuff about having Venus and Serena change the world of women's tennis is in that famous biopic King Richard, which Will Smith won an Oscar for, but it's in trouble because he slapped the freaking stuff out of Chris Rock, which was not planned. Anyway, when you look at Serena, she turned professional in 1985. From the 2002 French Open to the 2003 Australian Open, she won all 4 singles titles at the same time. It was not a calendar slam because it wasn't done within a year, but it's a Serena slam. So she won the French Open, then in 2002, then US Open, then French, Wimbledon, US, Australia. Anyway, she would have a decline in form, but in 2007, she made a comeback. And she got a career Grand Slam in both singles and doubles. That means all the titles in singles and doubles. She actually ended up winning 4 in a row from 2014 to 2015 to again get a Serena Slam. She won her 23rd majors title in 2017 Australian Open and thought she was going to break Margaret Smith Court's record, but unfortunately, no. She couldn't do it. She also won 14 women's doubles titles, all with Venus. And they never lost a Grand Slam doubles final ever. So anyway, Serena is a legend because of her finances and her fashion line. She's the highest earning women athlete of all time. Well, why not? So she was actually born in Saginaw, Michigan. That's what people forget. And then they would move to Compton, which was shocking. Because, I mean, you go from Saginaw to Compton, and Compton is known for its bad neighborhood and all that. And, of course, you know, the NWA song, Straight Outta Compton. But anyway, yeah. Serena's the youngest of her mom's 5 daughters. Well, she had 3 half-sisters, Yatunde, Lindia, and Isha, and full older sister Venus. She has 7 paternal half-siblings. Yeah. Anyway, she would actually have her family move from Compton to West Palm Beach so that she can attend the tennis academy and all that. Yeah. Anyway, Serena did everything and all that. Serena and Venus. Anyway, Serena tried some qualifying and all that. She actually ended up in the Ameritech Cup in Chicago, taking down Mary Pierce and Monica Seles, both really ranked ahead of her in the top 10. She lost to Lindsay Davenport, but she still finished 97, ranked number 99. So, anyway, was what it was. The strange thing was that Serena and her sister Venus competed in a tennis battle of the sexes against Karsten Brosch at the 98 Australian Open. He was ranked number 203. All that. Well, the sisters claimed they could beat any man outside the top 200 and accepted his challenge, but Brosch took him out both times. No matter. Serena got to the 99 French Australian Open, third round, losing to Serene Testund. She won her first professional title in France against Emery Marasmo. So she did her job and all that. She won the U.S. Open in 99, taking down in succession Kim Clijsters, Conchita Martinez, Monica Seles, and Lindsay Davenport to get to the final against Martina Hingis, making her only the second African American woman behind Alphina Gibson in 1958 to win a Grand Slam singles title. And the Williams sisters won the doubles at the U.S. Open. In 2000, she did her best. She helped Venus and her win the gold medal for doubles at the Sydney Olympics. In 2001, Venus and Serena won all the doubles Grand Slam titles. So, anyway, it was hard and all that. Venus would beat Serena at the 2001 U.S. Open. So, anyway, Serena did her job and all that. Serena ended up being the 3 seed at the 2002 French Open, and she won, taking down Jennifer Capriati in the semifinals, and then Sister Venus in the final to win her second Grand Slam title. So Venus was number 1, Serena was number 2. Serena would win at Wimbledon in 2002, taking down Venus. At Wimbledon, she didn't even drop a set. She ended up being the number 1 rank, having the world number 1 ranking. So that was pretty good. Well, Serena was the number 1 seed headed to the 2002 U.S. Open. She won the title. So she looked pretty good and all that. Serena became the first number 1 woman to be African American since Alphina Gibson in 1958, and the first woman to win 3 Grand Slams in 1 year since Hingis in 1997. So she did it. In 2003, she defeated Venus for her 4th consecutive Grand Slam final, 4th Grand Slam title. So she completed a career Grand Slam, winning 1 singles title for every major. She did it alongside Margaret Court, Billie Jean King, Chris Evert, Martina Navratilova, and Steffi Graf. And she held all the Grand Slam single titles simultaneously, becoming the 5th person to do that, behind Maureen Connolly, Margaret Court, Steffi Graf, and Martina Navratilova. Unfortunately, she lost in the semifinals of the French Open to Justine Henin-Ardenne. And Serena was not too happy with Henin's sportsmanship. But she did rebound to win Wimbledon in 2003, defeating Henin in the semis and Venus in the final. Unfortunately, she would have to have surgery on her quad, which meant that she was not questioning She was not going to be coming back for the U.S. Open. Her desire was actually questioned after 8 months away. In the 2004 French Open, she lost to Jennifer Capriati in the quarterfinals. The first time that Serena had lost before the semis at a Grand Slam singles event since 2001. Serena was given the 1 seed for Wimbledon and in 2004, and she was shockingly defeated by Maria Sharapova, of all people. She went to the 2004 U.S. Open, losing to Capriati in the quarterfinals because of some bad umpiring. If memory serves me right. Anyway, Serena would win the 2005 Australian Open over Lindsay Davenport to win her second Australian Open and 7th Grand Slam singles title. She lost a chance to be at the French Open because of an ankle injury. She was taken out in the third round of the 2005 Wimbledon by Jill Craybus. And Venus beat Serena in the fourth round of the U.S. Open. So it was amazing. So she had a lot of problems. Serena said she suffered from depression around the 2006 season. That Serena had lost her smile, as it were, but she still got back and all that. So she needed to do something and all that. So anyway, Serena would go to the French Open in 2007, lost of course to Justine Henin. And then she had injury problems. Henin was Serena's kryptonite for a while. In 2008, the 2008 Wimbledon, she got to the finals but lost to Venus in straight sets. Even though Serena and Venus did win the women's doubles title at Wimbledon for the first time since 2003. Serena and Venus would win the gold medal in doubles. Serena won the 2008 U.S. Open against Jelena Jankovic, winning her 9th Grand Slam title, making her number 1 for the first time since 2003. She won the Australian Open, taking down Dinara Safina in 59 minutes. Amazing. So she looks pretty good and all that. She lost the quarters at the French Open. Then she won 2009 Wimbledon against Venus, marking her 11th title. Unfortunately, Serena would lose the semis at the 2009 U.S. Open because she yelled at one of the lineswomen and threatened to put a ball down her throat. So yeah, that looked pretty good. 2010, she won the Australian Open against Justine Henin, getting her 12th Grand Slam title. She took down Vera Savonareva of Russia, winning her 13th Grand Slam title. Serena would then have hematoma and pulmonary embolism, kind of leaving after stepping on broken glass at a restaurant. All that. So yeah, so Serena looked pretty good and all that. especially in the 2014-15 season. She won the U.S. Open without dropping a set, so that made her get 18 Grand Slam singles titles. Serena. Anyway, in 2015, she won the Australian Open against Sharapova for the sixth time and 19th overall. So she did pretty good for herself there. She won the French Open. Yeah, she won the French Open, taking out Lucy Savarova of the Czech Republic in 3 sets to win her third French Open, 20th overall. So that made amazing what she did. She won Wimbledon. She almost lost to Heather Watson, but she did defeat 3 former number ones. Her sister Venus, Victoria Azarenka, and Maria Sharapova get to the final, taking down Garbine Muguruza. So she was aiming to get the Grand Slam, but unfortunately she fell to Roberta Vinci in the semifinals in 3 sets. It's one of the biggest upsets in tennis history, not just, well, for women's tennis, but for all tennis. It's like, what the heck? Serena was named Sports Person of the Year in 2015, though. So she did her job, in a sense. And she got to 23 Grand Slams. She was aiming for 24 at the time, Margaret Smith Court. She couldn't play in Australia because of a leg injury. And then she was actually ranked 241st in the world in March of 2022. She was trying to promote King Richard, that biopic I talked about. Serena came back to play in June 2022 again at Eastbourne. Serena went to Wimbledon and accepted a wild card. She would lose in the first round to Harmony Tan. She indicated she would retire as early as August 2022 and lost to Belinda Bencic in the second round. She went to Cincy but lost to Emma Raducanu. And then, it was just not that great. Serena shocked the number 2 seed, Anna Kontaveit. No, or was it Kanepi? I think it was Kanepi. She shocked the 2 seed to get to the third round at the US Open, but lost to the Aussie Aja Dovjanovic. So she would involve outside of tennis. All that. So there was a lot of things happening. A lot of celebrities praised Serena and all that in her playing styles. Serena would have many rivalries, even against her sister. Even though Venus is older than Serena, Serena outplayed her 19-12 overall. Serena faced Venus 15 times in Grand Slam singles events. Meaning in 9 Grand Slam finals, Serena upping Venus 7-2, which was amazing and all that. And the 2002 French Open, Wimbledon, US Open, and 2003 Australian Open, they all Venus and Serena faced each other, which was shocking. Serena beat Martina Hingis 7-6 in their rivalry, which was amazing because, Hingis had problems. Serena had a rivalry with Justine Henin-Ardenne, and Williams did win 8-6. So anyway, it was not too good. But anyway, there was a lot of match controversies with her. There was match fixing stuff and all that. There were rumors that King Richard Williams may have something to say about Serena not allowed to win. All that. Anyway, Venus would actually pull out of her semifinal match against Serena Williams at that 2001 Indian Wells event, saying tendonitis. But a lot of people thought that, there was something fishy. Serena would not come back to Indian Wells until 2015. In the 2004 U.S. Open against Jennifer Capriati in the quarters, an incorrect overrule was made by Mariana Alves, the chair umpire, even though the shot landed in bounds. It was not that good and all that. This controversy actually with the Hawkeye status. In 2009, of course, with Kim Kleister, she wanted to shove a ball down a lineswoman's throat, and that was pathetic. 2001, Serena was angry because in her final against Samantha Stosur, she yelled, "Come on," as the Australian attempted to return a forehand. Williams thought it was a winner, but you can't do that. But, Serena lost. She declined to offer the customary handshake to the chair umpire. So, anyway. Yeah, 2018 U.S. Open. Of course, that was the controversial loss to Naomi Osaka after Carlos Ramos said that Serena should get a warning because she's being coached by hand signals, even though her coach did admit to using hand signals. And yes, I did put that in as a on this day event. That was September 8th, 2018. All that Serena was upset. She got a second violation for smashing a racket on the court, which you can't do. And then her third court violation for verbal abuse. She was given a game penalty. Serena was given a $17,000 fine for that. There'd be a lot of issues and all that, especially with playing her sister and all that. But she's still one of the greatest female tennis players of all time. Venus is married to Reddit co-founder Alexis Ohanian, which is amazing. So anyway, Serena gave birth to her daughter Alexis in 2017, who is known as Olympia. So she would be 5 years old. She actually had an emergency C-section because the baby's heart rate was dropping during labor. She would have a pulmonary embolism after giving birth, leaving her bedridden for 6 weeks and delaying training and all that. Deep thrombosis. And she had postpartum depression. Most women have that after giving birth to a kid. Olympia is being trained as a tennis player. But anyway, Serena was actually raised a Jehovah's Witness, but she never really practiced it. But she would thank Jehovah after winning matches. And they follow some practices. Olympia doesn't celebrate birthdays. We're Jehovah's Witnesses, so we don't do that. You really don't celebrate birthdays like that? My God. Anyway, Serena has had a lot of endorsements. She's known for her fashion and activism. So yeah, she did well. And yes, she was on a Simpsons episode. She was in the episode that saw Homer and Marge get a tennis court. Homer not doing so well with tennis, and Marge getting the scorn from the town that Homer's a terrible tennis player. Homer then is upset when Marge decides to play doubles with Bart, doing quite well for themselves. So Homer recruits Lisa, and then Homer and Lisa were supposed to play Marge and Bart at the Krusty Comedy Classic tennis competition, but then Serena and Venus are there, and they play tennis alongside Pete Sampras and Andre Agassi. So this was amazing, what he could do. Serena can speak French, Spanish, and Italian, as well as English. They are minority owners of the Miami Dolphins. So yeah, she was known for charity work, and she did quite well and all that. So anyway, her Grand Slam championships. In singles, 23 of them. 1999 U.S. Open against Martin Hingis. 2002 French Open against Venus. 2002 Wimbledon against Venus. 2002 U.S. Open against Venus. 2003 Australian Open against Venus. 2003 Wimbledon against Venus. 2005 Australian Open against Lindsay Davenport. 2007 Australian Open over Sharapova. 2008 U.S. Open over Yankovic. 2009 Australian Open over Safina. 2009 Wimbledon over Venus. 2010 Australian Open over Henin. 2010 Wimbledon against Savareva at Wimbledon. 2012 Wimbledon against Radwanska. 2012 U.S. Open against Azarenka. 2013 French Open against Sharapova. 2013 U.S. Open over Azarenka. 2014 U.S. Open over Wozniacki. 2015 Australian Open against Sharapova. 2015 French Open over Safarova. 2015 Wimbledon over Muguruza. 2016 Wimbledon against Kerber. 2017 Australian Open against Venus. And that was the last time she won a title, 2017. In women's doubles, she had 10 Grand Slam losses, including some close ones. And her last Grand Slam singles final was in 2019, in the famous one that she lost to Bianca Andreescu. Women's doubles, she and Venus won 14 of them, winning against odds, 14-0. They never lost a women's doubles Grand Slam final. They won the 99 French Open, doubles, 99 U.S. Open, 2000 Wimbledon, 2001 Australian Open, 2002 Wimbledon, 2003 Aussie Open, 2008 Wimbledon, 2009 Aussie Open, 2009 Wimbledon, 2009 U.S. Open, 2010 Australian Open, 2010 French Open, 2012 French Wimbledon, and 2016 Wimbledon was the last time she did that. In mixed doubles, she actually partnered with Max Mirny 3 times, winning 2 of them, 98 Wimbledon and 98 U.S. Open. It's amazing. She has lots of records. Lots and lots of records. She has a career Grand Slam in singles, winning all 4 times. So she's the career Golden Slam champion, winning every Grand Slam and the Olympics gold medal, which she shares with Steffi Graf. She set a lot of records and all that. Don't have a lot of time to show you that and all that. So yeah, she's won 13 Grand Slam singles on hard court. She's won 7 Australian Opens, the most ever, and shares with Chris Evert the most U.S. Opens at 6. And she's the only tennis player, male or female, to win at least 3 of the 4 Grand Slams 6 times each, which is amazing and all that. Yeah, she's got a lot of things and all that. So yeah, Serena did her job. All that. So yeah, Serena is a legend. Don't you forget that. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.